Right, let me get in my guests on the show. Tonight I'm joined by Gen.Sanjay Kulkarni, defense expert. I'm also joined by Professor Madhav Nalapat, geopolitical expert. Good evening and namaskar to both of you. Let me start with you, General Kulkarni. What sort of revenge now do we expect from Prime Minister Netanyahu? An overnight strike has already been done, but he's vowed a greater and a bigger revenge from Hezbollah.
Well, I would say that Israel, much that it is doing, it expects a little bit of involvement of the United States to ensure the restraint is imposed on Hezbollah, and restrictions will also be imposed on Israel, because the coercive diplomacy alone now can help on an imminent attack that might just result in something catastrophic. Because even when you look back in 2006, a small incident of kidnapping where Nasrallah later on obviously felt very sad and very bad, and he accepted that it would not have gone had they expected such kind of a retaliation. But now, with the Gaza repercussions not being as much as they were expected, but I think this retaliation and this kind of maybe resulting into a war might be catastrophic, just not to that particular, but to the entire world. The supply chains will be affected, energy will be affected, tourism will be affected, investment will be affected. And I think in that context, I see that Israel is aware of the capabilities of Hezbollah. Israel knows it is not Hamas. It is Hezbollah with huge armory of over 120,000 to about 2 lakh rockets, maybe guided, maybe unguided, with ranges varying from 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers to about 200 kilometers, a sizable number of them. It has a huge number of quadcopters. It also has IEDs. It may not have armor, but it also has ability to utilize the armor which is placed in Syria. It knows the Iranian getting involved into the war should it. So Israel is aware, but yet Israel would not accept what Hezbollah has done and would want to show that it is still under higher pedestal and can bulldoze through Hezbollah. But Hezbollah
which is what I was coming to, General Kulkarni. The fact that you, I, United States, United Nations, India, all of us understand, including Israel also understands that this is not Hamas, this is Hezbollah, Professor Nalapat. But the fact of the matter is that is Prime Minister Netanyahu listening to his allies? Is he listening to the United Nations? Or is he more inclined towards displaying a show of strength domestically and globally?
Well, look, I'd like to say that this is only a second attack from Lebanon on the Druze community. They are not Israeli. They don't want to be citizens of Israel. Out of the 20,000 or so Druze on the Golan Heights, less than 250 are Israeli citizens. The others have refused to become Israeli citizens. That's point number one. Point number two, they're a Shia sect. Whether they like it or not, they're a Shia sect. And Shia Islam has got many sects, and the Druze are from Shia Islam. And may I also point out that the Druze believe themselves to be Syrian. That's why they're not accepting Israeli citizenship. They say we are Syrian. They say the Golan belongs to Syria, and we are Syrian. Of course, the fact is the Golan is never going to be surrendered by Israel for simple reasons, essential for security of Israel. And it is, of course, very dangerous for the security of Damascus. But Israel, I don't believe any government in Israel is going to surrender the Golan Heights to Syria or to anyone else. Having said that, I'd like to point out that yes.
So we can expect an expansion and increased war between Israel and Hezbollah in the next few days.
I'd just like to add one thing that, so far as Netanyahu is concerned, he wants to bring the US into the war. And, it's therefore convenient to say it's Hezbollah. Now, he's playing a game of chicken with Hezbollah. He's played this game earlier also, some months earlier. And fortunately, nothing much happened. No escalation. Again, that game of chicken is on. Now, he launched drones. Now, he wants to do something else. The question is, Hezbollah will say, we're not chicken. And then they do something. And then the whole thing escalates beyond control and drags in big powers, including the United States. And when that happens, the Iranians as well. It will, as the general says, be a total catastrophe. And I think Netanyahu is playing with fire. Whether Hezbollah is playing with fire or not, I do not know. But I very much doubt that this attack on a non-Jewish community. Hezbollah has launched several attacks on Jewish communities. These are non-Jewish communities. This attack, it's very unlikely that Hezbollah were carried it out.